I think it gets tough, and it gets on you a lot when you don't achieve the goals that you take. But we definitely this year learned from last year, and we're just taking it as our motivation of what that feeling felt like, and we don't want to feel that way again. So we're definitely using that to drive us rather than to bring it down. So I think that's a huge thing with this team. We all know where we want to go, and we're all together, and we're gonna help each other out to get where we need to be.
You guys have a lot of returners. How does that help different, like sort of how the practices function? Is there any leaders that have stepped up that you may not have expected to step up?
Yeah, I think definitely we do have a lot of leaders on the team. Anyone can be a leader on this team. I think one that stepped up is Taylor Pleasance. She's always been more of a quiet leader, like lead by example, but I think she has definitely stepped up vocally, which is huge for our team. And it's just the experience and what Coach said, we're player-led, which is huge because we just help each other out when we can. And really we do it for each other, so I think that's huge.
Kind of going to a question you answered previously, but you guys have had the same coaching staff for 12 seasons. Are like freshmen quick, like have they come in and just understood what has to get done?
Oh yeah, 100%. All the freshmen and the newcomer transfers have just blended right in. Like I said, we help each other out, and the coaching staff has done an amazing job of teaching them what we do here, and the players around them, we all help each other out just to make the process a little bit easier for them. But I would say every single one of them came in, wanted to learn, and was eager to learn everything about it and just learned right from the get-go.
LSU's ranked 20th in the Big 12. When you guys took a look at the schedule, does it excite you? Are you guys excited for the opener? Is there any competition?
We're definitely excited for pretty much every game. Like I said, every single weekend is a new competition. None of the games that we play is going to be easy. So I think we're definitely looking forward to battle out there and get battle tested.
And speaking sort of to NIL question, Coach answered earlier, you guys aren't on any scholarships, so NIL is a big opportunity for you guys. How are you guys approaching that?
Yeah, we're definitely in the process right now of learning more things of how we can better and build on our name and our brand. So I think we're all in the process of just learning and educating ourselves of what we can do and what we want to do, and we're just all eager and excited to just get new opportunities to help us out. Thank you.
Because you are one of those dominant personalities. Does it feel different now doing it? Now with this group that's younger, a little bit more talented, does this feel different for you personally?
Oh, 100%. I feel like the pressure's kind of off to lead because of what happened last year and because of all the new faces and everything like that. Is like we have so many returners who understand the expectations and understand what our standard is at LSU. So it becomes kind of like a just stress-free and culture that that you can fit into, and to see that come to life with every single girl taking their role and adapting to it has been really fun to see.
Did you feel like at some points you were, because of what you were talking about, you were looked upon to gotta hit more deep every single time. I gotta do a little bit more. I gotta station to station softball sometimes and clear the bases. Is that the pressure that you're kind of talking about that's not on you this year?
Not necessarily. I think last year we had a really good group of girls and good group of assets that just became disjointed at some times, and we couldn't find our step or our flow. And then other times we'd hit it in stride. So it was just kind of that back and forth every single game. And I think this year we have a lot of fluidity throughout the lineup to where it doesn't matter who's up and in what inning. Anybody can get it done from any point in time. And the scrimmages are super competitive. And, you learn that from playing with and playing against them every single day, that okay, this person can step up because it was the bottom of the sixth and we're 2-2 and they drive somebody in and get the winning RBI. So I think top to bottom, everybody's been battle tested, and it'll be really good to see.
Coach called you a leader defensively. What do you kind of tell your infield when things aren't going well or kind of getting frustrated?
I think now, from my perspective, being here 5 years, you understand that the game ebbs and flows and everything isn't going to go your way all the time, especially when you're playing D1 softball. Things don't go your way. The hops don't go your way. The bounces don't go your way. The breaks don't go your way. So I think understanding that and being like, okay, what am I going to do the next pitch to ensure that, okay, we get one out here, we go somewhere else, and kind of just learn the waves of the game and how you can impact that.
What are you working on as far as from behind the plate this offseason that you're trying to bring into this fourth, fifth year?
No problem. I think a lot of my swing hasn't changed. I did find a good amount of production. I think one thing I am taking in is to be more aggressive. I hit a lot of stuff in behind counts and things like that and worked at bats, whereas this year I'm trying to be aggressive, swing big, and trying to just put balls and find barrels.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks, guys.
They just can't throw a ball.
Right.
Or she's got, she's good up and down.
Right.
What, in terms of the staff compliment, how does that shape up to?
I definitely think I'm probably most excited about this year's pitching staff than I've been in the past, just because of how talented and wide range we are. You come, I have a lot of experience. I'm a curveballer. I love my curveball. But then you also have two freshmen that we added, Sydney Burzon, whose speeds dictate every pitch she throws. It's so cool. She's so talented. She has so much movement. You have Ailey Johnson, who's like a workhorse, is always in there competing and trying to get better at everything. Her changeup is unreal, and then you have Ray Chafin, who we say is like the most competitive person. She's in there competing every time. She's thinking about how can I get better for my team, because she wants to be able to contribute more than she did last year. You have Emily and Emma, who are just in there constantly grinding, trying to be a big factor for this team and being ready if coach calls our number or when she calls our number. So I'm really excited for everybody to see the pitching staff that Coach Beth has this year.
Kind of in that similar vein, you've probably answered this 4 times now, but how have you tried to be a leader for those younger girls in that room?
They call me grandma, so I think that just kind of comes with how old I am and being the veteran, but being able to just share that experience that I have, being able to give them different ways of, coach says something, being able to say it in a different way that they might understand better. Being that person that they can go to, if it's about softball, if it's about the mental aspect, just being that person that they can go to and being that leader, as well as being like a strong force on the field.
A lot of innings last year, expecting more of the same this year. What have you kind of learned over the years that you need to, maybe pace yourself or do differently throughout the season, especially when you get into SEC?
I definitely think that, the innings you don't really notice because we're so, well trained. We have Mel, who's our conditioning coach, and she's just unreal. She is able to make sure that I'm prepared to be able to pitch, 14 innings a game, inning or game, whatever. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I can pitch, as much as I need to pitch because I know that I'm in shape, as well as Pam. She takes care of us and making sure that I feel right. But also being able to be vocal with my coaches about how I'm feeling, and I'm a workhorse. I'm good to go. So.
There's plenty of innings for them to kind of look through and see this is what you're going to lately. How do you kind of change it up throughout the season, especially when you might see an opponent twice in one weekend?
Right, I really think that you have to be able to contribute different pitches in different areas. You can't throw the same pitch multiple times to get somebody out because they're going to make an adjustment. So it's about being able to throw different pitches in different counts, being able to kind of mess around with them, trying to get them out in different ways. Especially playing the teams that we play, they're all really talented. So it's really comes down to just being able to try to outcompete them and outbeat them.
It seems like everybody's been taking a lot of pride in the defense that you guys are able to play, especially in the outfield and returning a lot of that infield. How good does that make you feel as a pitcher to have that?
It's so relaxing and comforting to know that the defense that I have behind my back, because then it just means that I can go out there and execute what I'm supposed to do. If I get a ground ball or a pop fly, a lot of the times I'm already walking back to the dugout because I'm so sure that they're going to make the play. The outfield, they make plays here that are routine that are not routine plays at all. Dives at the fences, over the fence grabs. They make it a routine here, and it's definitely not a routine. So I can definitely say that the pitchers are spoiled here with our defense and how hard they are, and then the infield is just going crazy every time. They're taking so many reps. If you come to the Tiger Park before or after practice, you're going to see somebody taking extra reps. And I think that that's so cool to see. That they're so good already, but this they're still competing and still trying to get better for us. And then you have the catcher's aspect that they're doing everything to help us win a pitch, to help us win a count, to get us out of there. So.
Similar note to that, 2 new catchers kind of behind the dish. How's been building a relationship with them and working on, Coach said platoon. Are you going to stick with one kind of the entire season or see both?
Oh, I love both of them catching me. I don't care who Coach puts me with, I think those 2 are just 2 really easy people to get along with and to kind of build that relationship with. They always say, pitcher needs a good bond with their catcher. And I think that, all the pitchers have a great bond with both of them. And even Allie Newland, because she's going to be behind the dish probably sometimes too. But, being able to develop that relationship was important, and I think they do a good job at being able to build that relationship. And I think there's no doubt that we have that relationship for the season.
What are you, as an older person in this team, more experienced telling the freshman pitchers, but also Macy as freshman behind playing catcher?
I definitely think that it's going to be hard. I always say that freshman year is about survival. Like, you just have to survive. But I definitely think that this freshman class is unreal. I think they're going to come in and they're going to make a huge impact. So it's just kind of trying to tell them little things that I had to find out on my own. So it's just kind of being able to kind of take them under my wing and being the person to talk to if they are confused about, let's say, a wording that coach said that they don't understand. I'm able to rephrase it so that where they can understand it, or explain to them what a workout is supposed to do, or why we do this, and in what situation we do that. So it's just kind of trying to spread the wisdom that I've learned over the years.
And what's a kind of pitch that we've been working on this offseason, or maybe something altogether for your game that you think is going to see the spring?
I definitely think I've been trying to just add everything, get everything a little bit better. I definitely have been working on a low rise ball, so I've been trying to have a low rise be called a strike, and then dominating the strike zone with the drop ball. So rise and drop. Yes.
A lot of you are 40, 50 years, and you guys are seeing the end of your collegiate career. Is that giving you guys a chip on your shoulder, you guys want to go out there and win it all this year?
I definitely think with it being our last year, we want to go out there and give everything that we have. I think this may be the last time I ever put cleats on. This might be the last season I ever do it. Same with Georgia and Savannah. So it's just kind of being able to go out there and say that we gave it our all, and be able to leave that legacy for LSU and set the standard.
You mentioned earlier that the team calls you grandma.
Yeah, they do.
Does that give you a sense of comfort that they're all willing to come to you when they have questions, and they look up to you as a model on the team?
Yeah, I hope that my team is able to come to me in those situations. I always wish to be that person. If there's ever need for comfort or questioning or anything, that they can come to me. And so I kind of like being called grandma, not just because I'm old, but because of the sense that I can be their nurturer if they need it, or the person they lean on.
And last question, is there any games you in particular are looking excited for?
All of them. I'm looking forward to all of them. I think that every game that we're able to play is, a big game. It's just as big as the first game, is just as big as our last game. So being able to come out and compete every game, every inning, every pitch.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you.